Okay, this is Lynch Nebley with Educating with Wisdom. We're going in again to see Teshub showing up, and I'm going to show you a few interesting things about Allah and a little bit more about the Hurrians. So, if we go into Paleo Lexicon, for those of you that are not aware, I am the ambassador for heaven's creating and protecting goddesses and archangels over life. And as it turns out, I got Teshub, St. Paul, and Jesus. Now, the reason why this is the case is that the reason why I took this on is because several years ago I did go to major clergy to show them what the patterns were and to give them the offers, but they turned their back. And finally, I realized that the clergy themselves were part of the serpentine structure. They were part of the dragon structure. So therefore, I went in and I took on those goddesses that had to do just with creation and protection. No warfare, no prostitution, because warfare and prostitution is part of a especially violent pastoralist system. You have to go to war and you have prostitutes. You need to do all these things in order to reproduce because they are, in fact, violent and they're pastoralist. So let me come out of this and we're going to see how Teshub keeps showing up because this is not just the Teshaba, which is the return and how you make restitutions, but it's Teshub, the god of the Hurrians. And that god, Hadad and Adad, for the Semites, which would have been also the Amorites, was actually worshipped throughout Mesopotamia. The wife, Haba, is what Jerusalem was called under Hezekiah. And that's what his wife was about. She's the seven. So let's come back to this and we're just going to take a look. You will see that Teshub keeps showing up again. This has been going on since mid-May that I'm aware of, or since like May the 10th. I think it's before then. Here we go. So we're just going to go through, look at each language, and I'm just going to look at 4 different languages, open them up, and I'm going to see what it opens up to and what it ends on. I'm going to end everything on a T. If there's a T, if there isn't, I'll end on a D. So this is a very early Greek. It doesn't open up on an A. That's not an A, but it does open up on what they consider to be the first letter of their alphabet. Here we go. Let's end it on a T. And that's what their T looks like. So this is a T. Taro weather. That makes sense. Torah pine, Taro weather. Okay. Let's go in here. I want to look at carrion because this is actually the alphabet that Nostradamus wants us to look at. It opens up on an A. There's an A. Let's finish it on a T. It does open up on an A, the beginning of its alphabet. There is a T. This is actually a variation of Teshub. All right. I don't think they have Teshub here listed, but that is a variation on his name. Let's see. No. All right. We're going to leave it on a T. Let's go into the another language. This time, we're going into Hurrian. It opens up on Teshub. Teshub wants men to know that they're going to be held accountable as I tell them they are. Teshub wants women to know that they're going to be accountable, but he also wants women to know that he is there to back you up. And he's going to use my voice so that he lets women know that men are not getting off. He is the father, the Ati. He would have been Jupiter. He would have been considered Zadok. Jupiter, or Zeus, which is what we get from the Thracians, is diabolical and demonic. Don't pay attention to him. The Greeks and the Romans do not tell you what's actually going on. Neither do the Hebrews. So there's Teshub. And we're going to go to a T, and it's already on a T. Let's try the A. This time we're gonna leave this one on an A because it starts out on a T. And let's go into the languages here. Let's go to Lydian. Oh, I know. We'll go to Proto-Semitic, and you will see that there is absolutely no, where's Proto-Semitic? There we go. And it doesn't have an A. Proto-Semitic does not have an A. The A actually comes to you through the Hattians. It's Alep. I should go into that. So here's the I. We're going to end with a T. There we go. So we'll end with a T here. I'm going into a language just to show you where the actual Alep is. It's the Hattians, the Hattic, which is attested to 1,000 years before, almost 1,000 years before the Semitics even take it on. Here we go. Here's the Alep. Where's Ashti, bird? Yeah. Here's Alep. And this makes far more sense. The word is not Aleph. Hebrew did not get an F, and most of the Greek languages, none of the Roman languages had an F until about 400 AD. Hebrew didn't have any. It was pronounced as a voiced P, up sound, like with a schwa. So theirs is correct, Alep. Aleppo is actually Alep. So here we have Alep, and it means tongue language, which makes a whole lot more sense than leader. The beginning of the alphabet, the beginning of speech, the beginning of writing is tongue language, Alep. Anyway, there's the A. Let's go to a T. Remember, the only thing I left on an A was Hurrian, because it started out on a T. Whoops! Let's go right into Hattian again. Excuse me. To give you some idea, the Semites just stole and took, like Anna, here's woman, the Semites took it from them. Here we go. The Alep is tongue speech. I just want to show you how Elijah, the Ijah and Yah is actually Hattian. And we can see Hattian and Hurrian in old Egyptian. Here's Ea to give. Arinti, it's the goddess. The five. Earth, Arets. There's Arets. Did they have a 3? No. What was the word I wanted to show you? Oh, Aja. And then I'll go put it on the T. Here's null. Ia is heaven. Now that makes more sense that Yah would mean heaven and not, boy, what's this thing vibrating? Yah would mean heaven, Yah, and not just the moon. That makes no sense. And Aja means shining. They actually got it first. All right. Anera is the protector deity. All right. Let's come in, and we're going to leave this one on a T. They do not have Teshub. I know I'm vibrating over there. I don't know if they have Teshub. Let's see if they, I don't think so. I think they have Taru. There we go. Their storm god variety is Taru. Think of Taurus, Torrent, those things. That's their storm god. So we'll just leave it on Taru. So we leave them on a T. The only one I left on an A was the Hurrian, because it opened up on Teshub. So let's go right in to the first languages again. And the first one we did was the oldest Greek that was there. And we left it on a T, and it came right back to the first alphabet. All right. Let's go back into another language. The next one, what do we do? I'm not sure if we did Carian, but I'm going to do Carian. Oh, yes, and it goes right back to the A. Not on the T, it doesn't go to a T, although there's Teshubs. It doesn't do that. It went right back to the A. Let's go into this language. What was next? We're going to do Hattian. we go. Here's Hatik. It goes right back to the A. It's not on the T. It went right back to the A. The next one is going to be Hurrian. It went right to Teshub. So it left the A and went right back to the T. Yeah. So this is our little miracle, and there's only a few groups that would allow you to do that, and that is the Vatican, Israel, the U.S. government, one of them. Who else? Elon Musk, and the next one, the next one, and God, Teshub, yeah, Teshub himself. Because I championed Teshub beginning about 5 years ago. 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. Here we go. And here's the Proto-Semitic, and it goes right back to the first one. It's not on the T. All right, very good. Oh, and by the way, let me see. Let's go back to languages. We're going to find where Allah comes from, and it comes from Hurrian. Goes right back to Teshub. Asti is actually related to Aisha and Isha and Isis. They're all a variation of wife. Here we go. Allah means queen or lady. This is an older language than the Semitic language. Queen or lady have two different words. One of them would be Sarah, and then there's another one, but Allah is not one of them. So when it opens up in Genesis and it speaks of Allah, there's no O in it. They added that in several hundred years later through their dots. They added those dots after somewhere between 600 AD and above. We have no idea when it was actually added. All right, after Islam hit. Before then, it would have just been Allah. And then they made it Allahim, a plural masculine. That's a whole different issue. All right, so there we go. And this is Sheila. Hold on. This is Salah, Shala, which we have in Psalms as well as what we have. And I believe it is Genesis 49. Shala. And Sena is brother, which is also found in Egyptian. Hippa is found in Egypt, the most ancient of Egyptian scripts. Attestations. She's part of the Nakhabit. And the Hor are the Hori. All right, so I'm saying goodbye. Namaste. Thank you, God. Thank you, Teshub. Okay. And, oh, did I show you Ati? I hope so. I'm pretty sure I did. Here we go. Oh, Almi is weapon in there. But, let's see if Ulma's here. This is where they got the woman. It doesn't mean virgin. It meant, see if it's here. Ulma. It means a female slave. So when they speak in the Old Testament in Isaiah is that an Alma will give birth. It's an Ulma. A female subject of some sort gave birth. And Hezekiah, when it was a female slave, it could have been, they would have used the term Ulma for a female that's serving a female goddess. And in the case of Hezekiah, he takes down the flaming dragon or the copper dragon that they're worshiping in the temple. He destroys it. And he's actually changes the name. He calls his wife Hepa Ziba, or it's actually Hepa for the goddess Hepet. And it's Ziba, which could either mean 7 or fullness, satiation, sustenance, and the number 7. And it says in Isaiah in the 62nd chapter, when Jerusalem is desolate and it's renamed to Hepa Ziba, that is when peace will form. And that whole prophecy is related to your Micah prophecies, as well as to Genesis prophecies, and also found in Genesis 3. It is the female. All right, I'm going to say goodbye for now. And that's it for now. Here we go. Namaste. Let's stop here.